but just a little brighter. Put a little uplift in your spur on the inside shoulder. There you go. We'll bring that in for a cameo. So cross your diagonal and then do 3 laps the other way. So Cammy, you want to time as you hit the saddle with your inside leg pushing out. Since your horse has got that extra blood in him, time a little half off. So as your seat bone hits, inside rein connects to an inside bend. And then just as you hit the saddle, take a little, half halt lightly against his outside rein. Good. Now soften the hand a little bit. Now start taking even hand. Collect your seat motion, lateral step, little half off. Lateral step, little half off. And after each half off, give a little bit. So it's take a little, give a little. Take a little, give a little. There you go. Now a little outside leg, keep him collected. Move the haunch back over to the borderline. All right, you have to sit for out a step or two there to capture that. That's all right. All right, then exhale, a little softer in your hip. A little softer in your hand. Give a little bit back to him. Now don't get his neck stuck inside. Good. Now a little half off, give. Half off lateral. Half off lateral, a little give. Half off lateral, a little give. Now feel your seat just shift a little on the outside seat bone. A little move off your outside leg back in. There you go. There you go. Then here, just relax. Let him go a little bit. Let some air out of here. Just got I want to see a little bit more. The first part of the turn is good, but I want to see you work a little bit more on going deep into the second half of the turn, and then bring him back to the quarter line with a little haunch in move. So, Chelsea, like right here, post right to left. Push him over. Take a little feel of your right rein there. You want that? You want to feel a little that he's looking in when you're pushing the shoulder out. Good. Now feel that you've connected that bend. Push him out again. Keep your seat slow. Now shift your weight to your outside seat bone with a little outside leg. Move there. There. Now even up your seat bone in the leg and go straight. All right, good. Then maybe a half a gear slower when you're moving the haunch. Okay? I like when you move the shoulder out, but then a little bit slower when you move on. Shift your hip. There you go. That's Chelsea. That's it. That's it. But everything you're doing in the lateral sense is good. Just don't feel like you get up on the pommel doing it. Okay? So your seat has to recoil a little bit. So feel to start with, pull your tummy back and your tailbone back. Feel the cantle lightly every time you hit the saddle. There you go. Now even here, soften this a little bit. Let it stride lengthen a couple inches. Now, pull your tummy back, pull your seat bone back, your tailbone back, collect, push out. Now, pull your tummy back to the left side. There. That's it. Alright, everybody walk for a minute. Alright, so that to me is sort of how I would start. You're asking your horse to give you lateral off the shoulder, lateral off the outside hind. And, again, to me, lateral gears should be a little bit slower than straight forward gears. Alright? And then the turn process, like Cammy is, I know he's a thrower. But to me, if you're driving a car on a windy road, as you approach a corner, you're going to slow down. You're going to make sure you're on the track coming around the corner. Then as you come back out, you're going to accelerate and soften a little bit. Okay, so that's sort of the feeling. The other thing, I know Quinn and Dan have heard this, but the other thing is your own inner energy. So your breath. Right? Your horse is a little wound up, and I see you a little tight and a little holding your own breath. So what I want to do is I want to match my inside motor to my outside thoughts. Alright, so like when you're coming off of that pattern here, you get back to the straight line, and everything should basically follow a little softer step. Alright, and I actually make the horsey noise. I go, because I want them to think the same thought. You know, and it's a little bit, they start hearing you do that, they feel your energy soften inside you. So for him, you want to work with everything you're doing, but you don't want to feel when you get back, you're so tight that you get jammed up, back up. So you want to kind of relax a little bit. When you're on the ends of the ring, I mean, the whole thought too, and it's hard when you're on a horse, I don't know why, but everybody sort of wants to breathe just through their mouth. And they get going, which is a very shallow breath, and that through your mouth pulls the air down mostly just to your diaphragm. Nothing really fills up your upper body. So take a big breath through your nose, it fills the upper parts of your lungs and opens up your chest and your shoulders. Right? And that gives you a little bit more of an upper body balance where you can soften a little bit more below. Okay? So think like a balloon. Your lungs are a balloon. If we've got no air in them, and we're kind of pulling against it, we're basically caving in on ourselves. And I just want you to feel a little bit more. Alright, so we're going to stay with a similar pattern. What I want you guys to add now, again, to me, the first thing I always want to get is just that little bit of a thought within a medium step that we've got the haunch or the shoulder moving out, the haunch moving back in, and that we can get them straight as well. So now let's ask them do the same pattern, but then on the long side, as you come, say you're coming with the right, coming off that turn, you're still in right bend, exaggerate like from where Kelsey is, between the first and the second, the first jump and the oxer, carry a little bit more of an inside bend. So your outside leg should have captured the hind end as you came off the turn. Your inside leg captured it hopefully earlier than that. As you come off the turn, hold their haunch and their shoulder basically on a straight line. See if we can bring their neck a little bit more to the inside. So now we're going to really have to set up that inside leg. Push them a little bit out. Your outside range is going to be there again to maybe hold your track, but I'd like to see all the horses bring their neck in a little bit more and keep your shoulder and the hind end on a straight line. Then as you, where Kelsey is here between the first oxer and the second oxer, go a couple of strides straight, shift into a little bit of an outside bend, right? Then as you get back to the last jump, back to an inside bend, back to the corner. Okay? Everybody got it?
So you only want the neck bend, so flexion, not bend through the whole body?
Correct. I mean, a hint of a bend through the whole body, but more that we're really challenging them to stay off our inside leg on a track and just basically suppling. To me, you know, tension, where's tension in us? Where our neck and our shoulders connect usually, right? So same sort of thing. It's more of a suppling move to get their neck and the top of the shoulder a little bit longer out of their shoulder. So quit a little slower, a little more bend in the neck. Now shift your weight a little bit, bring his nose to the outside. Right, back to the inside, push him back to the corner. That's it. So Cammie, slow pose. Now gently straighten. Now shift. Now your weight's going to go to your outside C-bone a little bit. There you go. Now switch back to inside bend. Good. And move them out. And exaggerate a big exhale. Good. So Kelsey, keep the inside leg now. Bring his neck a little more to the inside. Your posting motion here is right C-bone towards left hand. Now straighten. Now left C-bone towards right hand. A little more. There you go. That's it. That's it. Now gently bring them straight. Bend them back the other way. C-bone's back. Feel that candle. You own that saddle, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, well you paid for all of it. Use all of it. Okay? You're not riding, if you're riding the equitation stuff, you're going to ride a little bit softer in your seat, a little bit more forward in the motion. But in the jumper stuff, you really want to focus on how am I setting up my own balance and the horse's balance behind. Alright, let's switch direction one more time. Do this couple laps up, other way. half as high coming up. There, feel that? See, he's going to follow the motion of your hip more than your leg if your hip is overpowered. So definitely when you're going to lateral leg, that's when the seat comes back a little more to the back of the saddle so they can lighten their shoulder a little bit to be able to take the lateral step. Feel that channel. Feel that channel, Kelsey. Push your tummy back. Exhale. Relax back. Push a little bit. Change the bend. That's it. Now pose laterally. A little outside rein to lead them over, inside leg to push them over. There you go, Kelsey. That's the idea. And like that, don't be afraid to exaggerate the lateral steps. You know, get them really feeling that they can follow your leg. This is more of a connecting to the steering parts of the horse and the bending and shaping parts of the frame. Good. Big exhale there, Cammy. That's it. There you go. Now a little half inhale to move us on. Good. Hold the bend. Good. Now straighten. A little exhale while you're straightening. A little half inhale while you switch the bend. There you go. There you go. A little slower in your own hip twin. Take just a fraction while you're doing the bending. That inside rein wants you to take a little bit more to whichever direction you're bending. And outside rein is going to just softly do a little half off to keep you from stepping more forward than laterally. Alright, so ready? Your right rein half off, left bend. Right rein half off, left bend. Right rein half off, more left bend. More left bend. Take his nose towards me. There, now straight a little. Now, half all on the left rein, right bend. There. Don't rush it. Keep bending it. Now, soften a little bit. Now, bend them left, half all on the right rein. Move them out. There you go. Those last 3 or 4 steps are good, Quinn. See if you can get that lateral step a little bit earlier. All right. Little wet back. There. Take a little breath. Little inhale, little exhale. Good. Now take another breath. Nice breath up through your nose. Nice big exhale through your mouth. Now, a little half inhale. Firm up your own core. Push a little, push a little, push a little. Good. Now exhale. Soften a little bit. Let them straighten as you step. Now a little exhale. Now a little inhale. Firm up your body into strength. That's it. You got it. You got it. Keep that. Good. Now a little forward. Exhale. Now a little half inhale as you get into the lateral point there. Boom out. Boom out. Good. I love the lateral steps in his body, but I'd like to see a little more neck bending, okay? So Quinn and Bruce eye more to the middle of the ring. Outside rein slow, inside rein bend. Slow bend, slow bend, slow bend. There. That's the step I'm looking for. So even for you, Kelsey, a little more bend. A little slower. Instead, switch the bend. Good, Cammy, you can bring his neck a little bit more into bend as well. So have him look at the wall, push his shoulders in. There you go. Now straighten his eye. Now have his eye looking in, push his shoulders out. There, really good there, Cammy. That's better, Kelsey. Just stay behind him, push him in front of you. Take a breath, use some energy inside you to push with. That's it. Now move your left hip towards your right hand, Kelsey. More. There you go. That's a girl. Alright, let them all straight, bring you down alongside, straight, soft. If they want to go a little bit long and low, let them. Let them stretch it out. Alright, let him walk. Alright, so, you know, this is, to me, this is sort of the suppling, stretching part of the walk. Right? Just like if you guys went to the gym, we're going to have you do some stretching moves, right? Or if we do it ourselves in the morning, like when we wake up. You guys like the ground is excited. But that's sort of what you're asking horses here. By getting him to do a little extra, bend his neck a little bit more, bend his rib cage a little more, cross his hind leg under, you're asking the long muscles to stretch a little bit more. Now that's the first thing. You want to, that's like your horse, Jamie. He's got that fast, quick, right? So did you feel like the last time or two down the side, you were just calm, relaxed, supple? And to me, what you're doing a little bit by moving around in all these different directions, obviously is keying into different muscle groups, but you're also trying to get them in their body to take a couple of breaths, right? We all love it when they go, why? Because when they soften, we can put our leg a little bit more on. When they're holding their breath against us, not letting their leg in, that's the hardest part, when they're just resisting that. Alright, so now we're going to do a little canter. Now this is where the canter, to me, obviously we did all posting shots. This is where the seat starts telling the hind end what we're going to do. I like using a feeling like you're not going to not use your leg. You're going to use your leg to get a gear if you need to. And then I want my seat motion to help keep the gear, especially in a jumper, again, and I want my leg to basically steer the track or shape the horse's body. So position of your own body, to me, again, I use it for what kind of stride length I want to be working in. So if I'm in an 8-foot step, I use the term cowboy seat. Alright, what does that make you think of? Exactly. Way back, feet forward, deep in the back of the saddle with your leg snug on the calves to keep the shoulders straight, but pushing your heel out in front of you. Alright, so to me, that's mostly a collecting thought. It also can be a driving thought. Say if you're going to the water on a spooky horse, you're going to get in behind them and make sure they don't get in front of you or get behind your leg. Alright, so that to me, again, that's when I'm on the back of the saddle and I'm just doing a quick little motion. I'm basically sliding up the cantle, sliding down the cantle, and what you as a rider have to do, and it's just this little circular motion in your stomach muscle, is push down and forward, a little like a Ferris wheel. Down and forward, up and back. Down and forward, up and back. Alright? When we get to the 9 or 10-foot step, I call that 3/4 seat. The 10-foot step's a little bit more like equitation on the flat. A little bit vertical, but a little soft as well. The next step, is the 3/4 seat. That's when my shoulders, that's sort of between the 10 and 11-foot 6 step. That's when my shoulders are starting to come a little forward. But again, I want to feel the saddle. I don't want to leave the saddle. And my seat motion with each gear is going to lengthen just a little bit. As I get to the 12th step, that's where I'm starting to think about 2-point. Right? But 2-point, I would thought, 2-point is really, I think the 2-point is a bad term. I like to call it light seat. Right? And I was taught when I was a kid, granted, breakfast didn't fit as good as they do now, but the idea was you lift your butt off the saddle and leave your breeches there. So you're just basically getting a little bit, to me, this is what we want to feel a little bit, is that we're holding our upper body balance over our lower body in kind of a squat thought. Right? To me, when we're getting ready to jump, it's not just getting the horse to the takeout stride, but it's getting us prepared to leave the ground as well. So I want to feel when I'm in that little bit lighter seat, I'm still supporting a squat. If I'm in a squat on the ground, my tailbone's a little bit behind my leg, my hips a little bit bent, closed forward, but my upper body's not so far ahead of my leg that I can't balance it. Alright, so let's do, in the canter, let's do the same sort of a pattern. I still like to see a little bit of pushing out. You might not get as much, but try to get a little bit of a lateral thought coming in and out of the turn again. Down the long side, once you get on the straightaway, lengthen it. Start with your seat and your leg, push it forward a gear. Gather that, and the thought again, what I want you to really think about as you're lengthening is add a little pace, add a little seat motion, add a little pace, add a little seat motion. As you get down near the end of the ring, drop into the saddle light. What are you feeling? Say that 12-foot step. Collect your seat bone a little bit, take them a little bit in your hand, get that back to an 11-foot step. Drop in a little bit deeper, get that to a 10-foot step, and then exaggerate on your end. So you're collecting more in sort of a cowboy little canter hop around the end. Okay? lift on that outside rein. There you go. That's it. And can you start dropping into your seat in the motion. In the motion. Now shorten the motion with yourself and the horse. Alright? Try to put half that much motion in your seat in your upper body. Keep your legs, but try not to pump so hard. But basically what you're doing is you're pushing with 20 pounds and holding with 10. Try to get the feeling that you can push with 5 pounds and hold with 2.5. Don't push it so hard that you have to hold it that hard. That's it. But Tammy, don't get up out of the saddle right away. When you get on the straight track, use your seat to help build a couple of steps up. You too, Quinn. I want to see you a little more involved in the accelerating steps. Good, Dan. As you sink in, you bring your inside calf a little up and down motion. Push them out. Good. Quinn, use your inside seatbelt a little more left to right there. Don't let them right in on that inside leg and seatbelt. That's better, Kelsey. That's it. Now up in the saddle. Now drop into a right seat. Now a deeper seat and shorten. Deeper seat, shorten more. Push them out more. Alright, everybody but Cammy walk for a minute. Come to the inside. Alright, Cammy, make a circle down here. Now, I want your eye out in front of you more. I want you to exhale. Make another circle. Just hold your legs, support your seat motion, and just let your breath out. Little inhale up through your nose. Little inhale through your nose. Good. Now come down the long side. Now don't start pulling. Now gently push them forward a half a notch with your seat. Soften your hand a little. Push them a little more. Soften your hand. Now up in a light seat, but don't push. Lighter seat. Now a little deeper seat. Shorten your seat motion. Heel down. Shoulder back a little bit. Now feel cowgirl. Short little tiny pushes. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. That's better. That's better. Now you can take just a fraction of a half hold on that outside rein if you feel them trying to get ahead of you. Now come down your long side. Now, using your seat a little bit, get them straight. Now lengthen a few inches. Now hands a little lower here. A little more of a squat in you. Don't feel like you're standing, feel like you're squatting. That's it. Now gently sitting back down into a squat. Alright, let them walk a minute. So, again, when we start jumping, like I was saying a minute ago, we want to be in a position when we leave the ground that we can get ourselves from one side of the jump to the other. So I want to feel that in my own body, when I'm getting set up for the jump, that my body's in a little bit of an athletic squat. When I come to the jump and the horse jumps to the other side, I want to feel like I hop over it with him, land a squat, and then get back down in your saddle and sit again. So this is what we're practicing a little bit here in the flat work is basically over the jump, we're giving most of our thoughts or aids away from our hand. 9 times out of 10, the horse is going to land a little bit low and a little faster on the backside of the jump. So this is sort of what we're representing is the transition steps, getting from a bigger step back to a collected step. And it's just like in your car. You're not going to go 60 and then slam on the brakes and then go 60 and slam on the brakes. You're going to go 60, 55, 50, 45, 40, back 45, 50, 40, 50, 55. And feel that those transition steps are all telling them something and connected. All right, let's do it a little bit the other way. Then we'll start putting a few loose little exercises together. So again, the bump here, because your inside leg, if they're feeling a little bit heavy or not balanced or not pushing for you, that inside leg can work like I showed you on the end horse earlier, a little bit calf pressure up and out. So inside leg a little forward there, Kelsey. Seat going behind it. Okay, now you're trying really hard, I see that. But you're pulling his neck back into his wither, and then you're sitting on his wither. Feel like you're sitting more on the back of the back. So now when you sink in, don't take your hand, just drop your feet back. Now take half as hard a hand and move it more off your leg. That's better. Now even here, don't fight your hand. Feel enough hand to control it, but not so much hand that you're locked up against your leg. That's it. Now soften your hand a little bit here, Kelsey. Now, don't start with your hand. Drop down, heels forward, coming back. You feel that?
Yeah.
See how much you changed before you even needed to get to your hand. And that's what I'm trying to get the horses to feel from you, is as you sit back down from a lighter seat to a deeper seat, the pace is going to slow down. So exhale your way in there, Tammy. Now start shortening your tummy, little exhale. Little bending thought, your tiny half all on the outside rein. Now a little push them out to straight. Maybe another little exhale before you go forward. Now straighten. Then gently push, gently follow. There you go. Now don't start with your hands. Start with feet forward, feet back. Push it out, little exhale. There you go. Really good. Good, Glenn. That's better, Kelsey. All right, then I'll come back to the walk. All right, let him have a little